Hey guys, so we are gonna give a campus tour now finally. Right now we are in, what building is this?
Multimedia Hall.
The Multimedia Hall. This is kind of a pretty big hub for orientation week anyway. We had a lot of our first meetings right through those doors when you come in. The library is also located right in there. We registered our laptops down that hall. But yeah, we've been in this building quite a bit so far. I believe this is a classroom building as well. But yeah, it looks like mainly it's kind of the library slash computer room building.
Yeah.
This is in front of campus too. So right across the way is the Memorial Hall. We don't have any classes in this building as far as I know.
That's for the Japanese
that's for the Japanese students. So that's the front of the campus over there, where the main gate is. There's a 7-Eleven across the street. So yeah, today is pretty sunny and hot, but this campus is really, really beautiful. Also, I'm with Ruby. So yeah, this is kind of like the courtyard where you can walk through and get to each building. So this sign over here is where a lot of people like to take pictures in front of. It's the Kansai Gaidai sign. It is right there. Kansai Gaidai in all of its glory. But yeah, during orientation week they give you campus tours as well, so they'll show you everything there. Over to the left over here is the main building for the Asian Studies program, which is the program that we're doing, all the study abroad students. Yeah, it's called CIE, Center for International Education, and a lot of classes are in this building. There's a pretty big lounge in this building, and the registrar office and basically the help desk for everything is in this building. Mailboxes, signing up for Experience Japan program. This is the building
Where the magic happens.
for Asian Studies, yeah. You can see the doors are right through there. There's nothing too impressive to go in there and look at. But yeah, back through here is the cafeteria that we have been eating at so far. There's a McDonald's, there's a coffee place called Seattle's Best Coffee, and there's a convenience store. This is where a lot of people like to, I guess, probably chill out and take pictures whenever they first come here.
Did you want to go into the food?
Let's go into the cafeteria, but I can just show this. So yeah, on the second floor is the convenience store, and then there's McDonald's, and Seattle's Best Coffee is across from that. Yeah, a lot of people like to take pictures right here. Don't have very good lighting. But yeah, take pictures right in front of all the different colors. And there's a pretty nice view from up on top of those stairs. But right into here is one of the cafeterias. I've been told that the other cafeteria behind the library is better, apparently. That one you do go to a machine and you pay before you buy. But this one you get what you want before you pay, and you pay at the end. So this is what they're offering right now.
I recommend the Zara soda.
Yeah, Zara soda's pretty good. The udon is very good.
I heard the curry is very good.
Yeah. I don't think I've heard that anything's bad.
That's true.
And everything is really, really cheap too. Like, you can get like a medium plate of curry for a little over $2. So, 200
Miso,
30 yen. Yeah, miso soup is 40 cents. 40 yen. Soba, 150 yen. Super cheap food. And it's super good. But yeah, I've heard that the cafeterias all get super crowded once all the students' classes are in session, so it's been advised to us that we should get here as early as possible. But right now it's pretty empty. And it's not really lunchtime right now either, but Hey guys, it's Cassie again. So it's been a really long time since I've been able to actually sit down and talk straight to the camera since my last video. The last time I talked to the camera, I believe, was the beginning of orientation week, and now today is Tuesday, the second day of classes for all the international students. So it's been probably a little over a week, not since I've filmed, but since I've been able to sit down and explain a few things that I've wanted to over the past week. So orientation week went really well. You know, all the programs and things that they explained to us was all really helpful. And now I have been with my host family for about 2 days now, and it's been really fantastic. I feel like I have lucked out with pretty much everything, including classes, my host family, everything that has happened other than like the first few days here, which, you know, I didn't really feel all that well. Ever since then, it has just been like seriously amazing, and I feel like I really have lucked out. Right now I'm actually sitting in the Japanese garden around the school, and I took a few videos, you know, walking around the school. I took a few videos during the opening ceremony, which was really nice. The president addressed us and everything. But yeah, classes are really great so far. The sign-up procedure for classes is a little bit weird and can be a little bit stressful. But I do recommend, if you're going to this school, they do send you like a form that you can fill out before you come here if there's any classes that you have to take for your school back home. If that is your case, that you have some classes that do count towards certain things, make sure you fill out that form and you will get into the classes that you need to get into. Otherwise, if a class is really popular and it fills up, they do a lottery for who actually gets into the class. And then if you're not placed into the class, there's basically a secondary period where you add other classes that are still open. So just be mindful of that. If there's any question in particular, even way after this video is posted, I'll try to keep looking at them at least somewhat regularly and try to answer them, because there are a lot of questions that I know I had, and some things that have been answered for me now that probably don't come to the top of my head anymore. But orientation week was a lot of fun. Me and my friends did manage to travel a lot. The first time we went into Osaka, we planned to go with like an RA, like he was going to take us and show us like how to use the trains and everything. And that didn't work out, so we actually went by ourselves. Managed to figure out the train system ourselves, got an Ikoka card, which is kind of like you can just fill up as much money as you want on it and take, you know, trains everywhere, instead of having to get a ticket every time you transfer or go onto a train and having to look like, because it depends how far you're taking that train, that's what decides how expensive it's going to be. So if it's not as far, it'll be cheaper, but if it's further, then you're going to pay more for it. So I do recommend getting an Ikoka card. It's really easy. Most of the ticket machines can be turned to English, so that's really easy to do. I do recommend, if it is possible for you at all, and if you're comfortable with it, of course, do try to travel, not super far, but try to travel as much as you can during orientation week, just because there is so much free time for you to go to Osaka at least. And I went into Osaka maybe 3 times during orientation week. All of them were really fun. The first one was more like exploring and getting the feel of things, but the second 2 times, like we went to an owl cafe. I wasn't able to take any videos, but I'll show some pictures here now. That was a lot of fun. I found that out through one of like the orientation scheduled like programs. One of the teachers told us about it, so we went and did that. We went to Dotonbori, which is a really famous street, like shopping street in Osaka. We also went to Tenjin-Basusuji, I think it's called, which is also a hugely famous shopping street that's like super long. Really, everything has been great. Orientation week was easy. Move-out day was easy. The way that it works is, if you're moving to a host family, pack up all your stuff from in your room, put your futons downstairs, come to campus, have an interview basically with a translator with your host family, and then go back to your seminar house, pick up your luggage, and then go be with your host family. And for my host family, I only have an okasan. Like, that's it. It's just me and her. And honestly, I think I would prefer that over having, maybe a family with super young kids or something. But I think I lucked out with how nice she is. Like, it depends, it differs from family to family, but mine, for example, she has offered to do my laundry. She does not expect any chores of me. She doesn't expect me to try to teach her any English, even though, like, it can happen, like it has happened so far. My curfew is 10, but she said, if you're going to be out later than that, or if you're not going to be home for dinner, just tell me, and that's totally fine. Yeah, my room is really nice. The house is really big because she has 3 kids. Obviously, they're all moved out now. So she's got just this big house to herself, and I have this big open room, and she has, all this Wi-Fi access that I can do, and that's not guaranteed either. But yeah, my host family has been terrific so far. And I do want to express, I know that it can be scary to do a host family. Even though as much as you might want to learn the language and be in the culture, it can be scary because you don't know what kind of people they're going to be like. You think you might be uncomfortable. Those are all common fears, and the reality is that the family themselves are probably nervous and possibly going to be uncomfortable as well, at least in the beginning. So it's not just something that you're feeling, they're feeling it too. Like my host mother said, she was nervous that maybe I wasn't going to be able to speak any Japanese at all, which I can understand pretty well, I think. So she was really happy about that, and she was worried as well. One of her daughters is actually due to have a baby in November, and she's probably I believe she's going to move in once she has her baby. And the host mother was saying, she's worried if, the baby is crying, even though it's going to be at the opposite end of the house, if that would bother me. And of course I was like, no, of course, it's not going to bother me. So yeah, they're worried about different things too, and most of the time they want to give you as much respect as possible, as much as they want equal respect from you. And obviously these people, like, they're not trying to host students because they don't want to. Like, they obviously want to. Like, why would they volunteer their house and their food and everything else to you if they were not expecting to enjoy it as well? So yeah, really, host family is such a great experience. I recommend everyone do a homestay, even if you're scared about it, even if you are maybe not interested in learning that much language skills from it. Like, you can definitely learn so much language skills and so much culture and food and make lifelong friends with them. Studying abroad is not easy as a whole, but every single part of it is worth it in the end, I believe. So, and I really think it is a loss if you study abroad and you don't do a homestay. Not that a seminar house is bad, and of course some people have reasons like, I'm a vegetarian, or I'm a vegan, or I think I would be entirely uncomfortable and I don't want to have a curfew, or blah blah blah. Like, yeah, those are all valid reasons, so obviously make up your mind for yourself, but personally I would recommend that everyone should do a homestay if you can, definitely. So all the paperwork is done. It's all kind of stressful until you finish it, but for the most part it's all pretty easy. You do have to go to City Hall, which I did with my host mother today, and update your address. There goes birds. Update your address and give that to the school, so they have your residence card and your updated address on it. So as of now, like, school is starting, classes are starting, all my basically hard paperwork is all finished now, and already planning like field trips and classes, and going to Hiroshima, hopefully, Osaka, Tokyo, Nara, Kyoto, planning all these things, and it's all so exciting, and it's all come together, and I'm really happy. And the first night that I was actually with my host family, we were having dinner, and my Okasan was there, and one of her daughters and her daughter's husband was there, and their little son. We were having dinner, and we heard this booming going on. So we all run upstairs into one of the empty bedrooms, and Hirakata Koen, Hirakata Park, is very close to where we live, and there was just this huge fireworks show going on, and we sat there watching it, and I just got this overwhelming feeling of happiness, and like I felt like I was where I was supposed to be. I don't know, it's just kind of like one of those like really strange happy feelings. Yeah, I don't know. Also with the Japanese placement test, so I had a lot of questions about that, so I want to try to answer as many here as possible for anyone who does watch the video. So they place you in a test depending on how much Japanese you say you know and how much of books you've gone through. So me personally, I've gone through all of Genki 1 and 2. So you can either not take a test if you don't know any Japanese, or you take a written test if you know some, or you take like the electronic, like computer high-level test. And that's the one that I was originally put in. And they said before the test started, like, oh, you're gonna go through the first part, and then basically you'll either continue the computer test or you'll start to take the written test, which they didn't say this, but it was kind of basically a downgrade if you take the written test, which is what happened to me. And of course, me and I'm sure a lot of other people get like super nervous, and we're like, oh my goodness, like I have to take this written test. I must have done super badly on the first portion of the test. But in reality, it's, from what I could tell, the written test and the electronic portion is kind of like the in-between. So I'm in level 5, so level 5 is kind of the in-between between the written and the electronic. And level 5 is what I wanted to be placed into. So that's what I'm taking now. We do have a test at the end of this week that decides whether we actually get downgraded once again to like level 4 if we don't pass the test that covers the last few chapters of Genki 2. So I've got to study for that, hopefully stay in level 5. Don't want to go back to Genki 2. Also, if you're going to take a kanji course, do recognize that, at least for me, the kanji courses and the Japanese courses compared to my home school are not the exact same. So even though I'm in level 5 Japanese, I'm in level 4 kanji because I don't know that much kanji because my home school did not teach kanji that quickly as much as it does here in Japan. So make sure you do read the class descriptions of how much kanji you should know before you take each kanji class, before you decide. As far as the other classes go, like I said, you can choose them, and if they get full, there's a lottery. But there are so many classes to choose from. This year there's only like 306 international students, so I don't believe there were too many problems with people getting into the classes that they wanted to, but there is such a vast array of classes to take, from culture, literature, religion, art, economics, business, all these different things that you can take. It's a really fantastic program so far, and all of my teachers have been wonderful. As far as my class schedule goes, it all works out really nicely. Your Japanese classes, you're either going to have them first or second period, and you're going to have them 3 days a week no matter what. The way that the school works is 5 periods every day, Monday through Friday. Sometimes Saturday, depending on like if you want to take a course from the other side of the school, which is like the Japanese students portion of the school. I don't know why you would do that. I also don't know why, unless your homeschool requires it, I don't recommend you take more than 4 courses. That's the minimum number of courses you can take. If you take more, then you might not have as much time to travel as you want to. Of course, if you have to, then that's another thing, but I'm only taking 4 courses. Yeah, the other 2 courses that I'm taking other than Japanese and kanji are the Monsters and Ghosts and Making of Japan class, which is fascinating so far. The class has filled up quickly. Luckily, I got into it though. And my other class is, I think it's something like Japanese culture as social practice or something along those lines. And that one we have like 3 field trips planned, and it's gonna be great. I'm so excited. But yeah, everything has been great so far. As far as like school administrative related videos, this will probably be it. I believe I covered as much information as I remember. Probably from now on might be videos of actually where I'm going and maybe updates on my classes and everything like that. But yeah, that was orientation week and now school's starting, and yay! Everything went really well. I'm so happy. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope the video was informational once again. Yeah, thank you so much guys. Bye!